Okay, hello Patreon members, of which we probably have one at the moment.
That's a long shot.
No, Sarah Sanchez will subscribe.
Oh, we love her.
We love a Sarah Sanchez.
We do
She'll
love
be
a
on once I figure
Sarah
out how to
Sanchez
have
moment.
guests. Yeah, once I figure out how to have guests. But we're getting ready to start, and this is the behind the scenes. You missed the million different decorations that we went through, and this is what we landed on. So it's like a peace sign, a cactus, flower, an
That's
orchid.
called a succulent.
Succulent. And then whatever this is.
An orchid.
Why do we have so many fucking orchids? Can I just
Because it's my favorite flower.
Can I please look?
It reminds it's a death flower.
There's an orchid.
It's the flower of death.
That's an orchid. We also have an orchid
over there on the entry.
Over there at the entryway, and we have 2 banana plants.
I also think there might be an orchid on that.
Is there an orchid
shelf.
up there?
Succulents.
Well,
she loves a succulent.
I don't know about all these this plant life.
They're all fake.
Look, I'm covered in plants.
In your foliage.
In my foliage. All behind. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. Are you ready? La 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 la.
It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.
No, it's the motherfucking P-O-D.
What? Oh, we're branding.
I don't know.
This is our podcast.
The motherfucking
G-I-R-L.
G-I-R-L.
Girl.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
like, I really for a split second thought I misspelled girl, and I was like, that's shameful.
No, you didn't. Okay, bitches, we're getting ready to start. I'm just opening our audio recording. And quiet on the set. I heard that. She's slurping on a straw, this bitch. We have our first podcast is going to be a live podcast because we have an audience member.
The beautiful, the talented, the stunning, the barely large-breasted.
Belle of the ball.
Just
Belle of the bra. The belle of the bra.
This
Tanya
is her bra.
Caldwell.
She's a vision in her Trixie Mattel robe.
Come see her at the Pittsburgh IKEA. She'll show you the best bed to fuck on. All right.
She really won't. That's not true.
I would show people.
But
if someone came up to me,
she's a great time.
If someone came up to me and I worked there and they were like, "What's the best bed to fuck on?" I'd be like, "Probably this one."
Oh my! I've had that question.
What is the best bed at IKEA to fuck on? This is exclusive for Patreon members, so all 2 of them.
This is completely unofficial and has unaffiliated with IKEA and the whole Inga Corporation. But it's the
whole what corp?
Inga.
What else do they own?
They own a lot of things.
Furniture?
Mm-hmm. Foundations. Companies.
Okay, go ahead.
That would be the Heston and the Firm.
That would be harsher punishment for parole violators, Stan.
But Tanya could attest she owns one.
You can make that thing rattle?
No, it's silent.
Oh. Ours is 2 because we don't have one. Ours
you
is
have a mattress.
Yeah, on box springs.
You don't have a frame.
I don't want a bed frame because I don't like noises during sex.
It. Well, I mean, I feel you there.
I don't like boom, boom. I like noises, but I don't like bang, bang noises, like against the wall. Then that's all I think about. You know in Desperate Housewives where Brie Vandekamp can't get fucked because that burrito is leaking on the end table?
I am not. I've seen Desperate Housewives through one time.
Do you remember
And it was
that?
back in the early millennia. So I cannot recall that moment, no.
Brie Vandekamp Hodge. Brie Vandekamp was getting fucked by Rex, and one of her burritos was leaking, and they
just gone to get like Mexican food though?
No, he was in a hotel room. She kicked him out.
Oh.
And he came in, and his big complaint with her was that she could never be in the moment, and that she was always thinking about something else, and la 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 la. And she came and surprised him with a fur coat and like a bra and panties.
A bra?
This is my bra. Bra and panties under it. And they started to do it. And then his burrito he put on the nightstand end table, nightstand.
The end stand.
It's the end stand at the hotel because you get both of them. And it like started to fall and leak during it. And he was like, just leave it. And she was like, she tried and she tried. And then she just went and she just wrapped it up real quick and then like tried to go right back into fucking. And he was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I used to think to myself, like, bitch, just let her pick it up real quick so she can be in the moment.
You really painted a picture right there. I was living with that. I was frame by frame with you the whole time.
Do you remember it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask for a recap.
I wasn't. I just gave one. Okay, everybody. Everybody quiet on the set. We are beginning the audio portion of the program. Hey girl, hey, and welcome to the Hey Girl podcast with Bobby Jean Spears. I'm here with my co-host, Scott. It's really boring. I think we should have a nickname for you.
And I'm the really boring, nicknameless Scott.
Yeah, I kind of just forced
intro.
him into doing this. But
you really built me up there.
I know, but what is a good nickname for you? What do you want your beloved fans to call you?
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
I think you should just go by...
You're going to call me Scott. It doesn't matter.
I am going to call you Scott, but you don't want to go by your last name. And like, you're not Cher. You're Scott.
No one could ever be Cher.
I know,
but like...
You're Scott.
I'm Scott.
I know.
It's a one-syllable, boring, just blunt name.
It's
like
Scott Wallace.
I'm Scott Wallace.
I'm Bobby Jean Spears.
And I'm Scott Wallace. It's the motherfucking SCOTT.
Okay. I am feeling like we're blaring, so I'm going to turn this microphone down.
Oh, I'm enjoying my volume.
Oh, okay. I'm having trouble controlling the volume of my voice! That's a Austin Powers reference. Okay, so this is our inaugural episode, and...
Welcome
to it.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
Whoever you are.
So, Scott. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Girl.
What's up, bestie? Hey, girl.
Not a thing. And it just so happens not to only be our first episode, but we've also just went right in for the first live
We pull out all the stops
episode.
here.
We have an audience.
Who's
paying zero attention. She's on her phone.
She's also paid $0 to be here, and she comes here and expects a free dinner.
She did get a free robe as well.
She did.
Yeah.
She's having a great day today.
And every time she comes here, she gets free makeup from me.
That's very true.
I'm starting to think she's not my real friend.
But she's very near and dear to me. She's my favorite human that I've met in this city that I live in.
Which is Pittsburgh.
Which is good old Steel City, Pittsburgh, USA.
Yes. And I met her through him. And they work together at IKEA. And they sell
everything.
Everything. From literally everything. You guys literally have everything. IKEA has everything.
It's the shit, man.
IKEA has meatballs. I mean, they have everything. Which they're damn good meatballs. And the whole time I've lived with Scott, which has been since
July 27th.
Well, August. So like say August, September, October, November, December. Well, almost 5 months, and I've gotten 0 meatballs brought home. We won't hash that out here. We'll hash that out privately.
Listen, it needs to be said that IKEA is in no way affiliated with this podcast. I am completely separate from this in this moment. However, when you eat those meatballs every day, as delicious as they are, they get real old real quick. Just like with anything. So like the last thing I want to do is bring home meatballs for dinner.
Why? You can put them on a sub.
They're not those kind of meatballs.
Okay, audience. Shh. Just kidding. I don't even know if you guys could hear her. She's out there heckling. But no, I had a. What did I have there that turned my tongue green?
Oh, you had the veggie dog, and you were like, you
I
came
had a
in your
veggie
pants
dog.
over that.
It was very, very good. But it did.
You're a sucker for a hot dog.
It did turn my tongue and fecal matter a yellowish green.
A poopy hue of green.
Yes, it was very like diaper green. Okay. Anyway, Scott and I have our cocktails. Scott, what are you?
I was drinking a gin and tonic.
Maybe our audience member could make you another.
Wench!
Wench!
Fetch us more gruel!
My dog will live. My dog will live. She's babysitting Gia.
Yeah, the Italian Greyhound.
I racked my brain for days, months, years, hours to come up with this title. And I really think I settled on something. I don't know. What do these win? Peabodys? Streamies.
No, that's YouTube.
That's YouTube. Ambies. That's what.
Awards for podcasts.
Yeah, I think that.
Prestigious podcast
I
awards.
think that that's pretty much going to sweep at the potties or the Grammys.
The potties.
So not only is this our first episode, it's our first live episode because we have a live in-studio audience. Can I hear from the studio audience?
It's an audience of one.
Yes.
She's the beautiful, the talented, the most fair-breasted,
large-titted Tanya Caldwell. And actually, my husband just barged in, and now we have an audience of Dose.
We're killing it.
So we already have 2 fans, and you all can just...
And they think we're funny. Well, one of them does.
Sometimes none of them do. But anyway, today we thought we would just kind of... Okay. Or John's just going to listen to something on his phone. What is it?
Did Gia turn on the TV in my bedroom?
She's right there. Sorry, we're having technical
Oh,
difficulties.
God. John!
What?
It's a little music maker.
Okay, cool. Can we finish this? We're at work.
That's John's little trinket that he bought.
We're at work. Sorry for the interruption. My husband's hot.
It is a machine-like toy that makes
Golden Girls
quotes
noises?
from the Golden Girls.
La 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 la. It's the GOLDE and girls.
That was real talented. You're
Thank you.
real great.
Thank you. But anyway, I thought today on our very first episode, Scott and I are having cocktails. What are you having?
I'm having a gin and tonic that has just been kissed with a little bit of elderflower.
Can you tell me what elderflower is?
It is a floral liqueur.
Gross. I don't.
Only the most, developed palates.
If you're watching us on Patreon, my drink matches my outfit. Excuse me, quiet on set. Okay, great. My husband says elderflower is a very old flower.
John, that was funny!
He is funny like once or twice a month.
John is not the funny person. He's funny, but he's not known for bringing the funny. But every now and again, something will just fly out of his mouth.
He's known for bringing that dick
out of nowhere, and it's always magic.
Yeah, and when he gets the giggles, it's fucking funny.
I can't contain myself.
It's like, I can't even do it.
And we both just keep going and going. It's a cycle that it's just can't be broken.
Yeah. So anyway, he is having that gross drink. I am having a skinny girl a la Bethany Frankel margarita, which is just tequila and lime juice
with some salted rim.
Well, yes, I have salt all around that rim, and it is pretty delicious. Let me hold on. Very tequila.
And just to circle back, John is
very funny. We're just giving him.
Giving him the business. Like Tanya just texted me and told me very delicately, He's a look queen, not a comedy queen.
Eh, he's a filler queen.
Oh God, I don't agree with that. I think he's wonderful, and you don't deserve him.
You think John would make it far on Drag Race with how shy he is? And
Oh God, no. But
exactly, filler queen.
I just like to give John some more credit.
Filler queen. I'm not a winner queen. I'm not saying that.
I am.
No, you are not. You are not a winner queen.
How dare you?
I would be one that everyone loved that they want brought back for All Stars.
I would definitely be a Miss Congeniality type, for sure.
No, we wouldn't. Because the fans vote on that. The fans vote on that.
The queens
and Scott would
vote on
be
that.
nice to everyone's face.
The queens vote that.
No, the people vote that. The people vote for that. And they would see your confessionals and you'd be a cunt in your profession.
I would not. First of all, I'm not a nasty person. Second of all, ask anybody. I get everybody to like me. I am delightful.
So do I.
You're a lot.
But a lot of people like me.
Define a lot.
Well, let's see. Almost 7,000 people on Instagram.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everyone I ever meet, every sales.
Which is, when do you meet people?
Online.
When do you meet human people in human?
I worked retail for years and I was a realtor.
Years ago.
Yeah, and I was a realtor and everyone loved me.
Years ago.
And I was top sales all the time. Shut up. But I was always top sales.
You aren't top anything.
Oh! I did last night. Right, John? He hates me.
So we need to give some backstory here about who we are. Because clearly we don't have this magnetic...
I was a C-section baby born in Marietta, Ohio. Since then, life has been a hill.
Winter!
A hill.
1989!
Picture it, Sicily, 1922. We do call... Okay, so first of all, my husband and I live with my best friend, Scott.
It's not sexual, it's not...
All the time. I'm just kidding.
I mean, the innuendos, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
However...
And we do oil check each other.
Well, you and John oil check each other.
You checked oil.
I never check oil.
You checked John's once. I saw you go...
Oh, no, I'll put my foot under his butt when he sits on the couch.
Oil checking is where you stick your digit up someone's anus.
A noose?
A noose. And if you pull it back and it's brown...
Ew, stop! Too far, gross!
They need their oil checked. Or changed, or...
So back to the story. Bobby and I have been best friends since we were in kindergarten, which is about...
10 years ago.
27 years ago.
Stop that. I didn't really want to say that because I never told people that
You just said it earlier before we started filming, and it really just hit me.
Yeah, we've been friends for 27
years.
Not acquaintances.
No, seriously, best friends.
First day of kindergarten, BFFs holding hands during January, February, March, and April. May and June and July, August, September, October,
all right,
November,
that's how the song
December. These are the months of the year.
This is what I put up with for 27
with
fucking
joy
years.
And with cheer, the months of the year.
Shut the fuck up, please.
I had to finish. I like to finish.
No, but we've been best friends for 27 years, since kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
But
not really.
Even now,
not much has changed in 27
I mean,
years.
I do feel like we
still hold hands and sing the months of the year.
We definitely do not do that.
No.
That is not a thing that happens. However, people do think it's very weird that well, they don't think it's very weird because it's 2021, almost 2022. Yeah. However,
and thruples are in.
I tell people, I live with my my two best friends who just happen to be married to each other. So yes, I am the single slutty.
We call ourselves the Golden Gals.
It's very Golden Girls here. It's very that. Bobby is more of
If you're watching us on our Patreon,
so natural, we have a relationship that's more like being brothers.
Yeah,
but clearly there's a
pretty brother and
a busted one,
a mature brother. Scott's mature because he's older
by 5 months.
That's
to
a lot.
The day.
That's a lot.
To the day.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So with my 5 months, I also have more wisdom than he does.
Well, whatever. I just want to plug our Patreon one more
Patreon.
time because I did make one. And there are 2 tiers to join. One gets you access to the video podcast, which you don't want to miss out on because there's behind the scenes shit. And you get to see what beautiful outfits we are or are not rocking.
Which, can we just say real quick, Bobby is rocking a caftan.
Speaking of Golden Girls, I got this.
It is very
I got this for my Palm Springs trip.
Fort Lauderdale.
No, it's Palm Springs, not Fort Lauderdale. I'm not garbage.
I mean, you could pull it off there,
no
too.
offense to the Fort Lauderdale community. I've just never been there, but Palm Springs is nice.
But with your tank top and your pink sunglasses that do nothing to block
They're
the
not
sun.
pink. They match this caftan, if you can see.
Oh, it is. It's a choral moment.
Yes, but this is on an audio program, so.
Yes, and I'm wearing a hoodie and short sweatpants because I worked out today because I am a full-figured girl.
Scott and I have started working out, and by working out, I mean we found a lady
stretching in our living room watching YouTube videos.
Pilates.
Pilates. We like
Pilates. We today did what was it called? 20 minutes of gentle stretching.
Gentile stretching.
Gentile stretching. Yes, this is not for the Jewish people. Only the Gentiles can do this one. It's actually gentle. But we did that one, and then we did a cardio one, which I would like to argue was not cardio.
What?
I would like to argue that the one we did today that said cardio.
It was just like fast stretching and lunging.
It was a lot of lunging and a lot of
like undulations.
Butt leg stuff, which did get my heart rate up.
My heart rate was up, but my hamstrings hate me.
Butt stuff always gets my heart rate up. And this was no different. So I'm very proud of us. We did it 3 times last week?
Yes.
Let's aim for 4 this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, back to our Patreon page.
Yeah, back to our Patreon page. You can see what we're wearing. We'll have bonus like behind the scenes, like while we're getting ready. There will be live streams with question and answers once we have more than like 1 patron. Even if we have 1 patron, if you want to join us.
And more than 2 in our studio audience.
Right. And also, if you join our top tier, which is $10 a month, you will get access to everything. You will be supporting us because, in case you can't tell, we aren't with a studio. This is totally self-funded, totally self-produced, which is why it could possibly sound like shit. And we could use the money to help put into it for more equipment.
And by self, Bobby literally just mean his self. I just sit here. I'm here for the jokes and the pretty faces. So.
Yeah, he's the talent. And if you join that tier after 3 months of successfully paying for that tier, you get a mug, bitch. And who?
A mug.
A mug.
A mug?
A mug.
Oh my god, a mug.
A mug. And
what's on this mug? What's it look like? What's it say? Does it say something?
It says "Hey Girl" with Bobby Jean Spears, the podcast about nothing, which is, by the way, what this podcast is about. And it has it's really pretty and cute and pink, and you will like it, and you should get it. $30 for a mug and our faces.
It's a big assumption.
That's a steal. So, anyways, there's our plug for our Patreon. So today we thought we'd give you a little bit of history about our life together as best friends. So, like we said, we started in kindergarten together, and then I think we had
Tell me about that magical day. What was it like when you first met me?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was magical. I don't remember. I do remember meeting. No, that was the first day of first grade. The first day of first grade, I walked to school with my friend Justin McNeamer, and
that's not first last name people here.
Justin.
Well,
I'm not Justin. This is an unedited podcast. Justin McNeamer. You can look him up. I don't think he has any socials.
What's up, buddy?
And if you're listening, hey girl. And the first day of first grade, we were walking from his house because he lived close by, and I saw a fresh dog turd in someone's yard, and I barfed up my French toast stick from Burger King. So that was my first day of first grade. That's the first day. That's the only first day of elementary.
And that's pretty much how your life has been painted ever since.
Yeah. Except I'm not as bad with poop anymore. because
No, he's a scat queen.
yeah, I love scat. I pick up Gia's poop all the time.
Scooby doop 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 doop.
Just call me the Andrews sisters because I'm into scat. But with picking up Gia's poop and stuff, I just had a really weak stomach when I was little, and like I I used to puke whilst I peed
Oh my god!
when I was little.
Now, see, I've heard it coming out of both ends where you have to like sit on the toilet and
No,
have a trash can.
I would stand up.
Tanya can relate.
I would be standing up. I remember being at my aunt's house and standing up peeing, and
Wait, you stand up to pee?
yeah,
Oh,
don't you?
tell me more.
Do you not?
Well, duh.
Our friend Malone sits to pee. He
That's 'cause
swears
he's a-
by it. No, he swears by it. He says if you don't sit down to pee, you're nuts. I used to think you were crazy.
Now I
But
can see your nuts.
Now I can see your nuts.
You really probably could almost see mine if you really tried.
I can see your knee, just so you know.
Oh,
Your big white knee.
it's dainty.
Give me that big white knee.
Uh-huh.
But I don't remember meeting you in kindergarten. I don't
remember like, hi, I'm Scott. Hi, I'm Bobby.
Were you afternoon or morning kindergarten?
I don't know. I
Me
blocked
neither.
all of my childhood.
Me neither.
It's buried under a mountain of just shame
trauma
and trauma.
I don't remember meeting you exactly, but I know we've been friends since then, so 27 years.
I remember going to your house for the first time and your mom had fudge rounds in one of the canisters and I was like, this is it. This is heaven. This is what it's like
Ooh, I love
when
a
you
fudge
have a
round.
mom that just has the best snacks. And you're an only child and I'm the youngest of 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my brother and sister will tell you that I am the spoiled one, but I tend to think at a young, impressionable age, I was the forgotten one, which is why I spent so much time at your house eating fudge rounds.
I think I had a lot to do with your mom thinking you were spoiled because your mom always thought I was spoiled.
Oh, because you were spoiled,
and you would, and parts of it would rub off on you. And
I did.
Yes.
It really did.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I like to help the youth. I believe the children are our future.
Do you?
I do.
Tell me more.
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Feed them well and send them to school.
And they will come. No. I really
children are our future.
This
they
is not what this
will
podcast
come.
is about. Is children coming.
This podcast is about nothing, FYI. So our friendship blossomed. I think we had every elementary school class together.
No, we didn't.
I was getting
It's a
there.
lie.
Except
We did not. We were okay. First grade, I had Miss Zivkovich.
that was kindergarten.
Or that's what I meant.
I had Zivkovich too, but I don't remember if I was morning or afternoon.
I don't either. First grade was Miss Steggy.
Steggy. I had Steggy.
Yes.
That was when I puked.
Okay, but you had Mrs. Stracula.
But do you remember what chair I got on the first day of first grade?
Wasn't it
that blue one?
The blue one.
The blue birthday
with
chair?
with the tennis balls underneath of them.
And it wasn't my birthday. I just wanted it.
And that was the chair you got on your birthday. But however, then second grade I had Miss Camp and you had Miss Stracula.
I had Miss Camp.
Oh, we were in Miss Camp's class together.
Yeah. Are you sure you didn't have Stracula?
No, I definitely didn't.
Stracula? I had Camp.
Because I remember her lips were always like pursed.
We'll show you on Patreon.
And I remember that Patrick kid got in big time trouble because he sharpened a crayon in the
Pig
pencil
time.
sharpener. And I don't know why I remember that. But then in third grade, we both had Miss Lance.
Fourth grade, I had S.
You had S?
Yes. We had this conversation.
Okay, then
Because I thought you had Williams.
Where I was the long division champion of the class. However, I couldn't do it now if you tried.
In second grade with Miss Camp, I got to go to Pizza Hut with her because I completed
the book fair?
No, I completed that list of all the pluses and minuses.
Addition and subscription? Addition and subtraction!
Yeah, the addition and subscription.
Yes.
The addition and subtraction.
So math.
I won, and I got to go to Pizza Hut with her.
I bet that was a fun day.
Do you remember when our first grade teacher, Mrs. Steggy,
took us to her house? Yes.
That could not be done today.
No,
our first grade teacher took us to her house.
But I remember seeing the biggest bowl of Snyder's potato chips in there, and I was like,
I'm
in!
She served us hot dogs and milk.
Yes.
And her milk was in a
pitcher.
Carafe. Pitcher. It was very cute. Looking back, that would never happen ever again. So fourth grade, we had the same. Fifth grade, we did not. You had
the
Anderson.
Turkish Delight, Miss Anderson.
The Turkish Delight. Is that a sexual thing?
No, what is a Turkish Delight?
Audience participation. What's a Turkish Delight? Hey Siri, what's a Turkish Delight? not telling me.
Hey, bit.
Okay, it's just.
It's a dessert.
No, I don't.
And she
Here.
was a snack, let me tell you.
Yeah.
She was great. I remember a pad fell out of her back pocket one time, and this girl,
She had a
Bianca.
really squeaky voice.
Yes, she did. And this girl, Bianca, in my class, like, pointed it out to her, but Bianca was also crazy. So she was, like, on my teacher's nerves, and when she pointed it out, Mrs. Anderson was like, Bianca! In her, like, Turkish voice, and it still makes me laugh thinking about it today.
And that was, like, the class he wanted to be in
It
fifth
was
grade.
awesome.
It was so fun. People loved her. I had the most. Okay, first of all, she's dead, so I can talk about her. Her name was Eva Posley.
And we called her Evil Posley.
No, her middle initial was L. So on paper, it was Eva L. Evil Posley. She was evil. She was mean. I was with all the trashier kids, and I wasn't even in the school.
No, they were.
I was in a trailer
that was detached.
And it
had the best name. Everyone referred to it as.
It was behind the
What
gymnasium. They called it the portable.
The portable.
But it was not portable.
And it sounded like you were going into, like, a toilet. Like a porta potty.
But it was the only room air conditioned in the entire elementary school.
That's true. And let me tell you, work.
And let me tell you.
As a young fat kid in school.
You didn't get to go in there, though.
I know, but when I, like,
the
few times, like, we would, like, bring stuff to each other's classrooms or, like, have to, like, run an errand.
That was the year I started the school paper by myself.
And you excluded me from it.
It was with Daniel Hammer.
Yes, it was!
Yeah.
And so me and
Alex excluded
you
because you weren't in my class. How was I supposed to work on it with you?
Yeah, but we, like, always hung out together, and I hated you then. For, like, 5 hot minutes.
Well, it only ran 3 issues. And I printed it on a DOS printer that was like so it wasn't that great. And then anytime I wanted color, I used crayons. So
I want to tell you, my unresolved issues with the school paper are now resolved.
Yes,
if you would just apologize to me.
I don't even remember what I called
me.
I apologize for excluding you, but I didn't.
Oh my god, thank you.
I didn't know you wanted to include
That's not true. You were vengeful because you're a hateful bitch.
No, I just did it because I hated that classroom. I hated that class.
Anyway, when I got the few times I got to go in there, I remember being like the fat, sweaty kid being like, "What? The cat's knocking." Larry!
Hold on. Oh, fart. Hold on.
John, get the cat. It's a zoo here in Pittsburgh. We have 2 dogs and a 30-pound cat.
And our Patreon camera is fucked up. So
Production.
I need someone in our audience while we finish this. Okay, and then so 5th grade we were not together. But
in more ways than one.
Right. Well, look at this, honey.
And then in 6th grade, I had Mr. Stanley.
Oh, and I had S. Or I had Mr. Maxwell.
And did he used to like...
He used to have his hands down his pants.
He always had his hands down his pants.
One time, I swear to you, and I'm not making this up because I remember it like it was yesterday, he had his legs crossed so tight and his hands down his pants, and I heard him say, "The aliens are coming to invade."
I remember this!
Yeah, but he taught us Spanish.
Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Grita, grita. Domingo!
Snap, snap. Clap, clap. That's the days of the week. Sorry, you're not cultured, Tanya.
That was both the days of the week and the months, wasn't it? I'm Hispanic. I'm
days of the week.
It was Spanish.
We just did days of the week.
No, we did days of the week and
I did the months of the year.
Martes,
Lunes, martes, miracle. That we only did 7.
Lunes, martes, miércoles.
We said Domingo a million times.
Okay, what's the
We did
what's
January, February, March, and April.
No, but what was the Spanish version?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there was one of those too, and I don't remember it either. But
El January, El February, El March, and El April, El June and July and August. I don't know.
Months.
Does anybody know the months of the year in Spanish?
Year in Spanish. Oh, it's like enero, marzo,
I don't remember
mayo,
that. I don't remember
Julio, Septembre. Oh, wait, I'm going. Okay. Enero, Febrero. I sound so white.
Sombrero.
I am a white gay man from the sticks of West Virginia.
Oh God, that's
So please forgive me for my lack of any kind of culture.
He is from here.
I'm very white. But I do have more rhythm than you.
La-da-da-da-da. Scott is white.
So your birthday is Febrero 26th.
Sombrero 26.
Febrero.
Febrero.
And then or Febrero, right? Is it Febrero?
Febrero.
And then I am Septembre.
That's easy.
I know. 26th.
Yeah, we're 5 months apart
To the day.
in birth dates.
But I was born first, obviously.
Yes. And then 6th grade. So 6th grade we weren't. So we had every class together except 1, 2.
No, we had every class together, except 5th and 6th.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's what we decided?
I did not realize that.
Me neither. I thought we
That's
were.
a lot more than I thought.
I thought we were apart a lot longer than
I did
that,
too.
but maybe not.
Maybe that's why we're so close today.
Then we went to junior high together, to the same junior high.
Which, I gotta say, this is where Bobby, okay.
Not 7th grade.
We were we ran the school of elementary school. Now, I don't know how cool that makes us.
Yeah.
However,
we were like the popular kids.
We really
in
were.
Elementary school. But let me tell you about our elementary school, because I don't think a lot of people have elementary schools like this. This school
we went K through 6.
And this school had no hallways.
No hallways. It was designed by a Florida architect. I don't know why that's still in
How do you know that?
The lexicon of information in my brain.
How do you know that?
I don't know. It's just stuck there.
And why did we hire a Florida person?
That's a great fucking question.
Well, this school had no hallways.
In West Virginia.
So, granted, in elementary school, you're usually in the same classroom for the whole day, except for when you go to gym or when you go to the cafeteria. Stuff like that.
Or the orifice.
Yeah. Which I was in a couple times. But it had no outside hallways. It was just like building.
If you went outside of your classroom, you were on the sidewalk.
Yeah, 2 detached buildings with it was very, very weird.
K through 3 was in one building, and then you went up 4 very, very flat steps.
Yeah.
And then there was another building that had 4 through 6.
Oh, and then there was another building.
There was another building right beside it that had the cafeteria and the gym cafetorium.
Yeah. It was the Worthington Bobcats. We were the Worthington Bobcats. And I think the school's closed now.
It is closed. They just closed it.
Oh my God. We are so young.
Our old stomping ground is no more.
I know.
The building's still there. I lived right around the corner.
But what was cool is when Scott and I were in elementary school, he lived there's
literally
a 10-minute
walk,
walk.
And then there's a golf course that separates the school from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
we got to
ride our bikes
or
cool people. Walk to and from school, which rarely happened. We did it a few times, but we felt like you couldn't touch us.
I never rode a bike.
That's true.
I didn't learn to ride a bike till I was 9.
I do remember it was illegal to cut through the golf course, and we would always do it. And we would
because we weren't allowed on the road.
Yes, we were being safe children.
Yeah. And so then we went to Hamilton Junior High back then.
Also
it's
known
now
as
middle school.
Literal hell.
Yes, literal hell.
Bobby saved my ass.
Yes. 7th grade, Scott and I stayed close. We hung out. We had I don't know if we had classes together.
I don't know. Well, no, we didn't, because I was on the C team and you were on the B team, which was band and choir.
B for band.
And that's how you were separated.
I played the tromboner.
And I was the singer.
He was a singer. Give us a little something.
I've got a robe. You've got a robe. All God's children got a robe.
I thought you were going to sing.
When I get to heaven, gonna put on my robe. Gonna shout all over God's heaven. Heaven.
I thought he was going to sing.
When I get to heaven, gonna put on my robe. That was
I thought he was going to sing. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
No, that was one of the first songs I learned in choir. It was that day that I fell in love with choral music.
In junior high?
I did. I loved choir. Even though we were terrible in junior high because we had terrible with Marsha Linda Boobs.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
By the way, we made fun of her so much, and she deserved every minute of it. So I try not to feel bad.
She was crazy.
She was nuts.
When we weren't paying attention, she would turn around and start singing and conducting to the wall to get our attention.
And boobs the size of melons.
She made Tanya look very flat chested.
Yes, Tanya, our audience member.
Yes,
in her robe,
our fair breasted friend.
Yes. And she was literally nuts and had no musical talent.
Oh my god.
So I don't know how she got through like music school, but she did, and she was pregnant every year that
Oh my god, she was never not pregnant when we were there.
And she died. Rest in peace. She was a sweet woman.
I mean, much later.
Sweet woman, but just
she died what, like 5 years ago?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's been.
I just found
fairly
out.
recent. I don't know.
So
But may she rest in peace.
It's a fresh wound.
Thank you for. I will say this: she gave me my love of choral music, so I thank her for that.
And without her, you wouldn't have your lovely blooper of singing the Beach Boys.
Oh my god, that was my.
We'll get there.
The highlight.
We'll get
of my
there.
Junior high
So
career.
7th grade, did we have lunch together at least? Because we ate on the stage.
Yes, we did.
We ate on the stage.
No, I don't think we did because I still think the lunches were separate between A and B team.
Maybe, but I feel like I got a different lunch because of special
Maybe
topics
because I
or
do
something.
feel like being there when you got when Valerie Golf got you in trouble for calling her yogurt mayonnaise.
Oh, yes.
You had to apologize.
This bitch, 7th grade. She brought.
It was like a Go Play yogurt.
She brought her cold lunch, and it was white yogurt, and I just made the observation that it looked like mayonnaise.
And that traumatized the poor girl.
And this girl, you would have thought I looked at her and said, "You cunt.
You're adopted and your parents don't love you.
Yeah, you're disgusting and you should never have been born." I didn't know that I traumatized her at that moment. But we were at church back when I went, and it didn't explode when I walked in with my parents, and her mother came up to my father and took him out of church and said,
to be fair, this woman was never she was never the brightest bulb in the tanning bed.
Oh no, she's too.
The lights were on and nobody was home.
She's 2 crowns short of a. What is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. She's 2 something short of a something. What is it? She's 2. Yeah, I don't know. She's short somewhere. She pulled my dad out of church and told my father,
who was a high school principal.
Yeah. So he took things like this seriously and had to, that I was making her daughter's life, quote, a living hell, end quote.
I can relate to that.
What?
I'm kidding. Making my life a living hell.
Oh, fuck off. And she told my dad this story, which my dad, as a principal, can keep a straight face when people are bitching at him. He's passed, R.I.P. And he could keep a straight face when, no matter what someone was bitching to him about, whether it was stupid, super serious, whatever, he always made people feel like they were being heard. And he wanted to laugh so hard, I'm sure, because my dad was like, "Well, oh my God, what's he doing?" And she was like, "Well, the other day at lunch, he told her that her yogurt looked like mayonnaise." And my dad was just kind of sitting there and waiting for like, "Hey, then what?" And she was like, "That's all." And my dad was like, "Well, I will have a serious talk with him." And
how dare he?
Yeah. My dad, even though he said this is the dumbest thing I have ever heard anyone get in trouble for or piss someone off about, "But you know what I'm going to make you do?" And I was like, "You're going to make me call, aren't you? And apologize." Deadpan, serious. And he was like,
"You called her on the phone?"
I had to look her up in the phone book.
Oh my God.
And call.
You really just dated us right there.
And said,
the phone book.
I had to look her up online.
There is a phone book. It was a yellow giant book that had everybody in town's phone number
They
listed.
Still make them. They still make them.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You can still get a phone book.
Are you serious?
Yes, they still make.
How do you get them? Do you have to call and request them from the government, or Oh, it's like the spam trash that you just get and throw away. Who uses
It's
this?
shrunk over the years.
It has okay.
Like your ding dong.
I was gonna say the TV Guide, but that's not true. The TV Guide used to be small and bound, and now it's like a magazine.
Yeah, now it's a magazine. We digress. But so my dad made me call her, and this is exactly how the conversation went. Wait, do I have a ringtone?
Yes.
Where?
Paint a picture.
Do I have a ringtone on here?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. Let's pretend this is
So Bobby's in charge of the sound.
That's my phone ringing. Okay, hello. And then Mrs. Goff. I hope you're
Hello?
listening to this, you crazy bitch.
Hello?
Oh, you're Mrs.
I'll
Goff?
be Mrs. Goff.
Okay, hold on.
Hello, this is Mrs. Goff.
Hi, is this Mrs. Goff?
It sure is.
Hi, can I talk to Valerie?
May I ask who's calling?
This is Bobby,
Bobby who?
Jean Spears.
That bully that's been tormenting my daughter?
Yes, cunt. Can I speak to her, please?
Sure thing, let me go grab her.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Valerie.
Hi, Valerie. This is Bobby from school. Remember?
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to call and apologize for telling you that your yogurt looked like mayonnaise. I hope you can forgive me. And next time, maybe get some fruit on the bottom or something.
What did she say? Sorry, character and scene. What did Valerie, what was her response?
She said, "Oh, well, thank you. I know it sounds stupid to like get upset about, but it was like close to the first day of school and like you just like called it out." And I'm like, I didn't say this, but in my mind I was like, I didn't fucking call anything out.
I made an observation, you crazy dumb bitch.
That it's white and white. Like,
anyway,
it was a
moving
7th
on.
grade stupid observation.
That was the story. I know that was riveting information.
Riveting. So for our 8th grade year, 8th grade was the year Scott and I
We
distanced
drifted.
ourselves from each other, but also the year that brought us back together.
Well, first of all, I think a lot of that stemmed from, that was about the year that we both like realized that like we're homosexuals and we need to distance ourselves from being
I don't know what you're talking about.
confused
I was
as
straight and had
anything that
girlfriends.
would make us look like, hey, gay.
Hey, guys.
We would have to like avoid it. So like I ended up, to be fair, and I don't think this is new information that he's ever heard me say, Bobby has always been a lot more
beautiful.
just like gay.
Fuck off.
than me.
Nuh-uh.
And like,
not back then. I masked it as best as possible.
But you still spoke.
You're the one who like you're the one who almost kept repeatedly getting beat up for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is where I'm going with the story.
Oh, okay.
So
continue.
So Bobby, I came from a very butch family. I know it's shocking, right?
Scott was a Rambler football
That was
star.
the worst 6 years of my life was Pee Wee football. But that's
that's
a story for another day.
He loves Pee Wees, just not football.
Anyway, no. You always were a lot more gay than me. And I know that's such a horrible fucking thing to say. I don't care.
That's false.
I mean, we were both like gay. But like, if there was
like, but what makes me more gay as a closeted straight person in 8th grade?
Bobby,
in 8th grade was
you
when
had the highest voice, and every time you opened your mouth, a purse fell out of it.
I still have the highest voice.
You do. I do too, though. I still get called ma'am sometimes in the drive-thru. Like
you don't have a high voice. You sound like this on this podcast. Well,
thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much.
You should narrate audiobooks.
I would love to.
Scott.
Anyway, we digress.
John would like that too. He loves
but like, no, I overcorrected in my revolt to be straight. And Bobby found black culture.
I found a crowd. I found a crowd to hang out with, none of which were black, but all wished they were.
Oh, yes.
We have to put this in perspective. This was what year? Like 2003, 2002, 2003-ish. Where
this was the beginning of cell phones.
Yeah, and it was the beginning of like
social media. This was Zanga and MySpace.
Yeah, and back then you could use words that you cannot use now.
Yes.
So I will just let you guys guess which word.
It's the N word with a W.
Yes, that is what.
But with an A at the end instead of an ER. Yeah. None of it is acceptable.
Not anymore.
At all. But this is what we spoke in stupid junior high kids. Well, like, and stupid.
How many black people were at our junior high?
I think maybe 2. I know the Freddie Scott and Jeremy Dunaway.
Involved in a murder of Jalea Davis. # justice for Jalea. Look it up.
Amen. However, we come from a very, very
white school.
White.
And area. So I embraced my W
inappropriateness.
That word.
And I tried to go emo and alternative, and ended up just getting the shit wanted to be kicked
Which
out of
to
me
Scott
every day.
meant wearing Chucks.
Oh yeah, I would wear like a black t-shirt and khaki shorts and Chuck Taylors, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't like
And listen to Good
scene
Charlotte.
kid.
Right? Good Charlotte?
It was like Fall Out
And
Boy.
Reliant K.
Oh, it was Reliant K for sure.
What was the
It was
song?
Sum 41.
What was
it was
the-
Yellow Card.
What was the Reliant K song? I feel like I know it.
There's several.
What's the one that's like, if I could find you now, things would get better?
That's Yellow Card.
Oh.
Reliant K was Sadie Hawkins dance
Oh, I don't
in
know
my
that
khaki
one.
pants. There's nothing better. Oh, oh, oh.
I came in my khaki pants.
No, Sadie Hawkins dance.
Oh.
But then there
At
was
the Sadie Hawkins dance, I
Yeah.
came in my khaki pants.
No. But then I almost got the shit kicked out. That's when I was like really introduced to bullying, and Bobby used to wear
Well,
velour
first-
jumpsuits.
Yeah.
And I
Well, first of
remember
all,
him,
let
like,
me. Yeah, I wore velour jumpsuits,
that were like baggy.
baggy. I wore Timberland boots, except my mom would not spring for
Real
actual
Timbs?
Timberlands. I wore lugs, which was
The
fucking
Walmart brand.
embarrassing. No, it was from the shoe department.
Oh, the shoe
the shoe
department.
depth. And but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And that's what I wore a lot of the time. It was when I started to dabble in buying drugs.
By drugs, he means weed that ended up being catnip.
No, that was another person named Brennan who did that. I bought what I thought was Adderall, which ended up being vitamin E.
You were always such a bad kid. Like, you had bad kid tendencies, but you had too good of parents to keep you on the straight and narrow. But you would always try to deviate. Whereas, like, your mom gives me shit still to this day that I was the worst influence on you ever growing up.
Well, you did teach me things like sexual things.
I did teach you what horny meant and what a period was.
Yeah.
And to this day, his mother never lets me live it the fuck down.
Yeah, he taught me what horny meant.
Oh yeah, this is also the same person who
we don't need to get
me
into that
into doing criminal behavior, but that's all that we're going to leave.
Well, that
at.
probably doesn't need to be broadcast, just in case. Well, I guess the
mean,
person we did it to was dead.
Oh yeah, he is dead. So the statute of limitations is probably.
It's my grandpa. Rest in pieces.
Okay,
Okay, so I was in that stage, and the first week of 8th grade, I was student of the week, bitch, and I was just like,
and that was the first and only time.
Yeah, that was the first and only time. And then I started hanging out with this group that was like
the
bad kids. Bad kids. What
They're
you
a bad
want?
kid. Bad
Yeah, with the
kid.
bad kids. And about 2 weeks into the school year, these bad kids that I was hanging out with, one of the teachers in the group of 8th grade teachers sent a note home with me to my parents saying that they were concerned about me because I was hanging out with the wrong group and blah 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 blah.
I did not know that part.
Yeah, my mom and dad had to come in and have a meeting with every single one of my teachers because of who I was hanging out with. Even though my grades were still good.
Scandalous.
My grades were still good. I did get caught putting a condom on the doorknob of Mr. Wharton's science classroom. And he was a big old fat man.
I remember I was an
who
office
breathed like
assistant. When I was an office assistant, we used to have to call his classroom. We had to call him twice because the first time it was ringing, we'd had to give him time.
I have to do that with my
to
grandfather.
walk from the back of his class to the front to answer the phone.
I have to do that for Larry, my
So
grandpa.
by the time we called him the second time, he would answer.
And I also got in trouble for putting white out in his seat.
Bobby!
Those are the only two things I did to him. Let's see. I did get caught in 8th grade cheating on my West Virginia counties test because I could not remember them all.
They were hard.
There's like what?
55?
55 that's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing distinct about them. So what I would do was I cut out a little piece of West Virginia and then labeled them, and then I put them in my crotch under my baggy velour sweatpants.
You cheated.
I cheated. And
This is
I would
also the
lift
same
it up,
person.
but I never got caught.
Bobby's also the same person. At one point during my junior high career, he's now my brother-in-law.
Yeah, that's right.
Was the health teacher
That
at
was
my
7th
school,
grade.
and everybody thought he
was
was
9th grade.
so
Was it-
hot, and
was
everyone
it-
was like, "Oh my god, your
it was
brother
our-
is so hot."
It was
And I'm
our
like,
9th
He's not my
grade year.
brother.
It was our 9th grade year
I
because
don't
we were
know.
talking again.
But
Because that's when I took health.
But Bobby wrote poems for answers in his health class, and
I thought since I knew him
he would
I'd
get away with
special
it.
treatment.
And my brother-in-law is not the one to mess with.
Yeah.
And he would buy the excretory system. He put it starts when you eat and ends when you excrete, and got an F on the paper and had the nerve to like. My brother-in-law sent it to his dad, who was a high school principal at the rival high school. That's me. You're playing footsie.
We're playing footsie. But it just said describe the excretory system, and I thought that was cute.
Is it excretory?
Well, what else would it be? The shit system. The
digestive system.
The excretory system. It starts when you eat and ends when you excrete. That's.
I mean, to be fair,
it's true.
You literally summed it up in a little. What would you call that? It's not even like a haiku. It's like a.
It's a little poem. It's just like a little rhyme.
It's just a little type
of nursery
poem.
Rhyme. And then
that is very accurate. And I've never thought of the excretory of the system the same ever since.
Right. And then in 8th grade, also since now this is where the beginning of 8th grade to the middle, Scott and I drifted apart. We would see each other. We would go to swim practice.
Bags.
We would. No, I believe that's when I coined the name Snotty Walrus. Probably. Or Ballless Walrus.
No, that was my brother.
Oh, I was Snotty Walrus then. Okay, I got kids to call him Snotty Walrus, but we did have like
terrible to me.
We had swim practice together afterwards.
Yes, we still had to be friends for like our parents knew each other.
Yeah, and we would walk from our junior high for about like what was the walk? Like 20 minutes.
Maybe, if that. I mean, it was just.
It was
not, over the river. It's on like
but it was up a big hill.
Through the woods,
it was up a big hill.
It was up the steepest hill in Parkersburg.
Yeah,
Parkersburg, West Virginia. What's up? You suck.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
However,
unless you're our biggest fan.
However, we would go to the local YMCA
for our MOVSA
for our swim practice,
and every day. We would walk together.
And the one day the school bullies cornered us in the middle of a neighborhood.
Well, actually, it was like out of a movie. They jumped out of a bush.
It really was.
They jumped out of a bush. Now, to be fair, this main bully was probably, yes, Bollicker.
We called him Brett Bollicker behind his back.
Well,
which is why I got my ass kicked. No,
you called it to his face. In your gym class.
Yes, you overheard me say it.
And then you decided to push him into his locker and run away.
I never put a hand on him. I would never in my darkest day. I knew he would beat my ass. And the last thing I would ever do was lay hands on him.
You did something to piss him off in your gym class with him.
I called him Brett Bollicker.
Okay.
After he made fun of my shirt that my parents got me when they came back from their cruise to the Cayman Islands. It said Cayman Islands and he said Gay Man Islands.
Oh, okay.
So I called him Brett Bollicker.
How sad. And so... He definitely was on Brett Bollicker's shit list.
I was number 1.
And then him and a couple of his flunkies jumped out of bushes on our way.
Brennan Johnson, I see you.
Yeah, and you all probably have kids that you don't see now.
I know.
Or they came out addicted to coke.
Meth, most likely.
Probably meth.
Parkersburg.
Yeah, probably meth. We love you, Parkersburg.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tourist destination. You can go see...
It's a thriving metropolis.
You can go see all 7 McDonald's. There's a new Taco Bell on 7th Street.
There's now 2 Starbucks.
There's just 1.
Nope, there's 1 in Southside now.
Wow. They're really coming along. Anyway, we were on our way walking, and we were taking these back roads through, like,
through the residential
neighborhoods. And they popped out of the bushes, and... They
surrounded me.
Yeah, but keep in mind these were the people that I was in trouble
for hanging out
with. So
or what I like to call it, making the right connections at the right time.
Well, I didn't think of it like that at the time. But anyway, they came out and they were like, it was soon after Scott had called him Brett Bollicker, and Scott was about to get his ass kicked, and I tried to diffuse the situation.
Which you did successfully.
Yeah, but Brett Bollinger wasn't the smartest tool in the shed.
But keep in mind, I was also the latest bloomer, and this kid
Scott's
already
balls had not dropped
3
yet.
kids and
he didn't have any kids.
A record.
But he did have a big a skank stash.
He really
a really
did.
thick skank.
He went nose to nose. I remember after swim practice, my mom would do aerobics, and I would have to wait for her to finish to take me home.
I used to love to watch your mom.
The Y was the local hangout in junior high, apparently. However,
it really was. It was embarrassing.
I had to go tell my mom And then my mom found him at the Y the same night, and he went nose to nose with my mom, which is the last thing you should ever
But we're skipping the
do.
encounter. So he pops out.
We did. We just discussed it.
No, we didn't talk about the dialogue.
I don't remember that.
You'll remember when I tell you. So they were
blocked.
They were like, "We're gonna kick your ass. How dare you call me?" And I was like, "Brett, don't stop. Scott's my friend. We've been friends for a long time. He was just fighting back after you called him, and he kept going, Bobby, I ain't got no beef with you.
I do remember that.
I ain't got no beef with you. I ain't got no beef with you. Just stay out of it." And I was like, if you don't have a beef with me, please just leave him alone. Let him apologize and let us just walk to swim practice. I said, if he gets beat up, I get in trouble. I said, let's just let it go. And he was like,
you are always great in crisis.
He was like, fine, whatever.
What happened?
We'll let it go, but you better watch your back and not say shit about me.
I do remember
again.
this though. I remember it was like a crisp fall day, right before fall was going to winter,
and we had
my nose was running and my eyes were watering because the wind was blowing, but really I was crying. But thank God the weather suited the scene and was able to be because I remember Brennan Johnson was like, "Oh look, he's crying," and I was like, "No, I'm not. It's just the weather makes my eyes water and my nose run when I'm out here." And Brett Bollinger, in a moment of clarity, looked at him and was like, "That happens to me too, man," and was like, sniffed. And I was like, "This is it! It's happening! This is the light! This is my saving grace right here! I'm not gonna get my ass kicked,
baby." But over and over, he was like, "I ain't got no beef with you. I ain't got no beef with you." And I'm like, I have no beef with you.
And I think you were like, "Let's cook it up and eat it."
No, I'm like, no, I was just still super had my regular voice, and I was like, I don't have a beef with you either. Okay, there is no beef here.
Trauma.
So let's just not.
So yes, at the end of the day, my super, super gay,
but that's when
flamboyant best friend who made the right connections at the right time, at the time we hated each other.
It was springtime-ish.
And it was a full circle moment. It reminded us of why we were best friends.
We started getting close again, and then 9th grade we were back to normal. So we just had one off year where we still hung out every day because we had to go to swim practice.
And we were obliged by our families.
Yes, and we didn't really want to tell our moms that we were fighting because we knew it would probably not last.
Even though she loves to bring up those texts to this day that we were calling each other bags.
We didn't have texts in 8th grade.
No, it was 9th, maybe?
I didn't have texting.
I didn't get my phone.
I had a Nokia.
Maybe we had
I remember playing
Maybe
Snake.
It was actual notes that we would pass that we would call each other bags.
Oh, yeah, probably. That tracks. And then 9th grade, I don't really remember a lot of at all. I don't think.
It's blocked. I remember, other than, and the Southern girls with the way they...
9th grade, in 9th grade, where I had been suffering on the B team for band for years, in 9th grade, you got to do both. So I got to be in band and choir. And so Scott and I were in the Hamilton Singers, which was the elite group. The elite group.
And the only reason we were... Well, you were good. I was not at the time. And the only reason we were in it is because, mainly me, was because I was a boy. And there was not a lot of men willing to audition for the elite choir in junior high.
And I was and still am a soprano.
You really are.
And so we got to get closer again, and our friendship was back to normal. But in 9th grade, and I'm sure this has happened to everybody, audience, were you in choir or anything? Did you have to...
Tanya was in they called it chorus.
Did you absolutely dread and hate when you had to perform in front of the student body? Oh, that must just be a Wood County thing. Because every choir I've been in, we've had to do something in front of the student body, whether it was a Christmas concert.
Well, this was the Hamilton Hijinks, where I was the host. It was called Hamilton Idol, which was our talent show.
Yes.
Which, way to not just
Scott
show
was a pretty
everyone...
good MC.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it was a great way for me to be like, I'm not gay, but look at my gay self on stage.
But I'm playing Ryan Seacrest.
I was the Ryan Seacrest.
Yes.
So I got to introduce everybody.
Of course.
But our
Hamilton singers
had to do a performance.
Obliged to.
And it was a Beach Boys medley. And this is where I had my very first solo moment.
It was like a trio.
And they kept trying to get Bobby to do it because Bobby did have the very best voice. Like, he could sing in tune better than anybody. But he also had, like, that fairy voice, so he could sing really high, like, with the tenors and, like, hit the part. He would carry the choir almost. But then...
But we had
He hated everything about it.
I did.
Because we were terrible.
And I hated performing in front of the student body. I thought it was just demoralizing. We had to do an afternoon in front of just students.
Yes.
And just junior high kids.
It was like the dress rehearsal, if you will.
And just junior high kids are mean. No matter, it could have been fucking up there, Celine Dion. Every single one of us could have sounded like her. It could have been
Adele's live Vegas residency.
Yeah, and they all would have been like, oh my god, what faggots, what queers.
Get off the stage, homo.
Yeah, boo. I don't think I have a boo on here. Boo.
Nope.
That's a snore. That's a snore.
Anyway, Bobby was, everybody like did everything but like, you have to do the solo. And he would not do it.
Oh, no. First of all, remember, she had choreographed this whole dance routine.
Oh, that's right. And
she choreographed this whole dance routine. No,
that was for the Ain't No Mountain High Enough routine. That was for the whole chorale.
No, it was for the Beach Boys medley. That was the only time we performed. That was the only time I was in ninth
That's right, because you weren't on the stage for that.
No.
Anyway, so Bobby wouldn't do the solo, and then him and our friend Casey made up an excuse, and they said that they were Nazarene.
Yeah.
So they could not dance. It was against their religion.
Yes, I told this woman that it was against my religion to dance.
He is not.
And wait a second. First of all, I don't know what you're talking about the thing you just said before that I forget already.
That you were Nazarene and it was against your religion to dance?
The other number.
There was the Ain't No Mountain High Enough number that we did with the whole chorale.
Yeah, I was in that.
And then there was the Hamilton Singers Beach Boys medley.
Yeah, which involved a lot more dancing.
It was, because we were the elite group.
And it was bad enough that we had to do it in front of the whole school and sound like shit. I was not about to dance. So my friend Casey at the time, she actually was Nazarene.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
No, she is not.
Oh, she wasn't?
No.
Oh, we both made it up?
Yes.
Oh, our friend Bethany in swimming.
Yes,
was Nazarene.
Yes.
That's where I got the idea.
No, she was Church of God. Anyway.
No, she was
Church
Nazarene.
She was one of the weird ones.
Something. I don't know. But, I found out that if you're Nazarene, it is against your religion to dance. And I told our choir director, I took her aside very privately, very serious, and I was like, Mrs. Linden Muth, I have to talk to you. The choreography is great, and I really wish that I could do it, but I don't want to ruin everything. But I'm Nazarene, is what I called it. I was like, I'm Nazarene.
Like Chilean?
Yeah. I'm a Nazarene minor.
Stop it!
And it's against my religion to dance. And I don't think I can do it unless you adjust it for the whole choir. And she was like, what is that?
Thing. My phone.
No, there's something buzzing.
It's not doing it now, so keep going.
Okay. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I hear it. You don't hear that?
No.
Yeah, it was this. Get it away from that. It was his cell phone.
Anyway, he said that he was Nazarene, that he couldn't dance, and then now the story, like, he didn't perform.
So she adjusted all the choreography.
I had to do it. I decided, I was like, this is it. This is the moment. I'm almost out of here. It's the end of 9th grade. I'm going to have my moment. This is my moment to shine. I'm going to do a solo. And at the last minute, I decided to do a solo.
It was me and
Todd McClure.
And you.
And you did not do it.
Yes, I did. I have the tape.
What did you sing? What part was yours?
And it was like,
well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear.
Something. On the next episode, I'll have it queued up and ready.
And the Northern girls with
I'll put it on Patreon. I'll put it on Patreon, and you can watch it.
They knock me out when I'm down there.
Does that mean they're pussy?
No, and he was down south.
Oh,
the Southern girls.
He was eating them out, and they would like knock him out. Like, get out of there.
Anyway, my moment to shine was
when the Southern girls
and the
came
Southern girls. And keep in mind,
totally missed his
Still
intro.
this was at the very, very, very beginning stages of puberty, which was a long and arduous process for me. So the voice
His
cracked
balls dropped last week.
junior high. Or no, junior year of high school. It was, yeah. Why do you think my childhood was so fucking rough?
Because you had no balls.
Because I was large, but had a high squeaky voice.
And had ovaries at the time.
And no hair in my armpits. It was awful, and then I had to change in the swim team with in the locker room,
But
and I was like,
me-
no one look at my tiny wiener!
I came out first and sang the first little bit of it. Then Todd came out.
And I was the end. I was in the Southern Girls.
And he was to bring it home with the Southern Girls, and he missed his intro.
I sure did.
And then just went, and the
It was my first live
Southern
performance.
Girls with the way they talk. They knocked me out when I'm down there.
Not in tune. Not on the beat.
It was awful. I will post it on Patreon
I will
for your viewing
I've
pleasure.
gotten much better since then.
And it was awful. But to circle back real quick to the dancing, she adjusted it from an actual choreographed number to just
step touch,
clapping, and the occasional step touch, which I was down for. And it turned then we still did it, but in between practice and the performance, I was at dinner with my mom and dad, and my dad was a principal in the school system, just at a different school. And he said, so, I hear you're Nazarene. And the color from my face just drained. And I was like, what?
Busted.
What? And he was like, well, your choir director called me today and apologized if she offended the family by making you dance. And I was like, and he pretended to get pissed, but then kind of was like,
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. And I get it. Who wants to do that? So I successfully...
I mean, we were in a joke of a choral program. It was just...
and it was in front of the whole student body, and not the cream of the crop went to Hamilton, okay? That was Jackson.
Reject school.
And Scott and I's friends all went to Jackson. We were
friends. That's true.
Scott and I always had rich friends.
We really did. Well, you were richer than me growing up.
No, I just had more.
You were richer than me growing up.
No, I just got what I wanted.
No, your dad made more than both of my parents combined.
Oh, whatever. Daddy Warbucks. Just call me.
But still, you were still simple country folk. But
well,
you just got more.
I thought I lived in the country until I married
this the hick from the sticks.
Yeah. But anyways.
Who's great.
Yeah. But anyways, then we went to high school. All was well through high school. We were on the high school swim team. We were on high school choir together. We were in high school everything together.
Student council. We ran the shit.
I was vice president of the...
I was the treasurer.
Of the entire student body?
Yes!
Look at you. And you still suck with money.
Sure do.
Anyway, so... There's not much in high school to talk about. That was just fun. We got back to
now let's talk about when we were gay.
When were we gay?
When we came out.
Oh, we came out when we were 22.
Yeah.
To each other.
We were late bloomers.
To each other. Yeah.
Which was what year? 2012?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was. I came out winter break. No, it was 2012. It was January 2012. Picture it.
Sicily, 1922.
I was on my way back to school. Anyway, but I came out to my parents before I came out to you because I was still too scared to tell you, which is I don't get why.
Yeah, we both knew we were
I think
gay.
It's because we both were such closet cases.
We were just who's going to say it first?
But I was the more evolved one, so I came out first.
No, I said it first.
No, you did not!
Yes, I did!
You told me first, but then I told you that I was already out. Because we went to different colleges.
We went to different schools together.
Yes.
Yeah, but I said
and then when I was visiting you one
I'm
weekend,
gay, and you were like,
I will say I was out for 20 minutes longer than you were. No, I wasn't. Because I came out, you didn't come out until the summer because I lived in Virginia Beach when your mom called me in hysterics. I had to talk her off the side of the fucking road.
Yeah, probably. But I went, you were in my apartment at Copper Beach in Morgantown.
Yes.
I remember that.
You told me then.
Yes.
But you didn't tell your parents until later. That's right. Well, you didn't.
Right.
Yeah, that's the story.
And then I told my friend Abby, and she goes, yeah.
Like, everyone was like, duh.
And I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, duh, except my mom, who was like, what did I do? And I was like, you didn't breastfeed me, bitch. And she was like, is that true?
Keep in mind, I know that sounds terrible to the, like, new listener, but, like, nothing gives
Everybody's the new
me and
listener.
Bobby more satisfaction than making our mothers uncomfortable.
Oh, I love it.
My mom gets so riled up so quickly over the littlest. I can just say one little thing, and she'll go from 0 to 100
His mom slapped me in the face in 7th grade when
regularly.
When I said fuck, she slapped me out of the blue. She didn't even say, if you ever cuss in front of me like that, I'm going to slap your face. She just hauled
Full
off,
on wailed.
back, not like a little, like,
open-fisted,
open,
smacked,
open palmed, honey.
Open
fisted.
Open fist is a smack.
I don't think it's an open fist anymore. It's a palm. It's an open palm, right? Either way, and it had pullback.
And
it had
keep in mind,
and like smack so far across. But the reason I just so free flowly cursed was because my mom growing up
they were
was
just words.
always just like, they're just words. You can say whatever. My friends loved coming over because they could be like, fuck, piss, shit,
oh my god,
cock,
we used to get in the
motherfucker.
car after school to go to swim practice, and your mom was driving, and we would be like, fuck them, this is fucking bullshit, that teacher made me do this fucking shit. But we were using the, like, fuck word in the worst possible ways.
But his mother
full on
the teeth out of me.
You would eat your teeth if you cussed around my mom.
Full out slap my teeth in.
Still to this day.
Yeah. And then
which I do it to make her uncomfortable.
Yeah, what story we were telling? Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
We were what? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mom, I told her,
thanks production.
Thank you production. Thank you audience member. Your tits out. Just
your
kidding.
Breast.
Oh, this is my bra. So I told my mom she didn't breastfeed me. She was crying hysterically. My dad, surprisingly, who I was more worried about than my mom, was like, I understand and I love you and I accept you. Or no, he goes, I love you and I accept you and I always will. And I don't understand because I don't like men. And I was like,
which is very your dad.
And I was like, valid. I was like, point taken. That makes total sense. But my mom was still bawling. So I went to, I don't know what your story is after you told your parents. I had to leave the house. I went to the Humane Society and pet the puppies. I went to the Humane Society and pet the puppies.
I'm gay. You don't accept me? Well, then I'm going to go pet puppies.
And then I went and saw the re-release of Finding Nemo in theaters in 3D.
Oh, no. I knew I was going to come out on, when I was on my last winter break of college, my 5th year. And I did it, like, I tried 2 or 3 times. Like,
how's that degree working out for you? Mine,
real great.
Mine's framed, but it fell out of the mat.
Mine's not even framed. It's in like a little booklet.
Mine fell out of the mat, and it's now.
And I'm still fucking paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Anyway, I came out, and it wasn't until I was packing up the car to go back to school after like 4 failed attempts throughout the whole month that I was home, and my mom knew that something was up because that bitch can read me like a fucking book. And I smile when I'm uncomfortable, and I kept like having awkward goodbyes with like my nieces and nephews.
Your mom's easy to lie to. Your mom, you had stories your mom.
I know, but when I'm like really trying to hide something, that bitch can crack me like no other.
On one episode, I'm gonna list a couple of lies that Scott has told his mother that I don't even think.
I think fucking with my mother is one of your favorite things to do too.
Oh, I love it. She hates it.
I know.
She wants to come through the phone and just kill me.
She really does, and I live for it.
I do too.
However, my mom immediately, I like was walking out of the door. She was like standing in the doorway, holding the door open, like saying goodbye to me, and I just like turned around and looked at her as I was going down the steps towards my car. I was like, I'm gay. She was like, what? And then immediately, waterworks. And she's then like, this is also my mother right here. Hey, girl, Sandy. Bawling. Immediately is like trying to diffuse the situation because she's such a control freak. She's like, I'm not crying because you're gay. I'm crying because I don't want you to drive back to school in the dark. I was like, you're insane.
My mom cried because I was gay.
Yeah, she really did.
And then
I think my mom was crying because I was gay.
And she wanted to know what she did wrong. And of course, my breastfeeding comment didn't like
diffuse the situation like you thought.
But then later that night when I got back from Finding Nemo 3D,
and I had verbally accosted her on the phone.
She came into my room and she sat on my bed and she was like, "So you think men are hot?" And I was like,
She really said hot?
"Or you're attracted to men?" And I was like,
I would kill.
I was like, "That is what gay is." And she was like, "Why? Do you think this person's hot? Do you think this person's hot?"
Your mom is crazy.
And I was like, Can we just not? I've had a long day of petting puppies, and
I've had a long day of petting puppies and watching movies.
And the emotional journey that Finding Nemo just took me on in 3D just was really hard. So can we just talk about this later? And so that's how that went. And finally she was okay, but my dad was like fine. And then I had already told my friend Abby, whose mother I was not really worried to tell my mom's dad, who has been my best friend since
Your
longer
grandpa.
than Scott. Yeah, my grandpa Larry.
He's got 5 years on.
He's got 5 years on Scott in the best friend territory. He's the most progressive 80-something-year-old man you'd ever meet in your life.
But also the most crotchety old man at the same time.
Well, he didn't used to be.
That's true.
And crude. But
he's always been crude. That's why we've always loved him.
But I wasn't worried about telling, but I hadn't yet. But I had told Abby, one of our best friends in high school, who told her mom, who Facebook messaged Larry and said, "I'm very proud of Bobby. I'm sure you are too. Blah, blah, blah."
That's right.
And she outed me to my grandpa. And I was mortified. But my grandpa
was like, "I don't give a fuck.
Could care less." And this is how he explained how comfortable he was with gay people. He was like, "I have a bunch of gay friends," which he did, and I knew. And he was like, "One time I was at a gay bar with him, and a drag queen came up and sat right next to me, looked at me, and said, 'I bet you want to fuck me.'" And my grandpa goes, I looked right at her and go, "No, I don't. But it's nice to meet you." And he never mentioned a word of it. He loves John. Well, my whole family loves John. Well, my whole family, my mom and my grandpa.
They love me.
They love more than me.
That's true.
And I'm fine with that, by the way.
Me too.
Good. And that is basically our coming out story, our friendship journey.
I will say my mom did turn into total alpha fucking mom, and she sat down all of my conservative uncles and my crazy aunt and was like, "Listen, I got to tell you something about my son, and if you got a problem with it, we're going to have a fucking problem."
Yeah, my dad.
And to this day, they are scared shitless of my mother, and they've never said anything.
My dad's side of the family tried to make it a big deal, but my dad didn't let them. And
that's a story for another day too.
That's a whole nother nut.
We'll table that problem.
Yeah,
we'll table that discussion.
We'll put a pin in that one.
That's a red table talk day.
But through college, we went to different colleges, but we always still.
I was coming up all the time on the weekends because it was only an hour apart, and I would just drive up on the weekend.
And he went to a private college, which I'm really sure that he's glad he spent his money on.
Which I'll be spending that money until the day I die.
I went to a cheapskate school, and I have no loans.
Bobby went to the #1 party school in the nation,
and partied twice.
So did Tanya.
I partied,
which is why
twice.
Tanya's kind of using her degree. Kind of.
I'm not. I have a degree in medical lab science, and I am now a makeup artist, podcaster, social media marketing whore.
I'm just a gay that works in home interiors. I'm a retail queen now.
So you're every gay.
Yep.
I'm every gay.
Yeah, they're all in me.
Put your fist in me. But we stayed in touch, and then our summer jobs, we always worked our summer jobs together.
That's true, we were lifeguards.
And then Scott let his lifeguarding run out and transferred to the concession
stand, which we called the snack shack.
At the country club, which I loved because
we would deep fry things all the time.
Oh, I love to deep fry. I like to make pancake batter, put M&Ms in it, and then deep fry those. Oh, they're delicious.
And then it's just been, ever since we came out, we got to know each other as our true selves, which surprisingly
which were the same.
Yeah.
Basically.
But we both had our own little metamorphosis because I moved away for a while.
Do you remember what you used to say about girls you thought you were hot because it's what your brother always said?
What?
Do you remember?
I don't. Say that again, because that did not make sense
Do
to
you
me.
remember what you used to say when you were not out about a girl you thought was hot in quotation marks?
I did not.
You don't remember?
I do not remember that.
You used to say, I'd put it in her butt. You don't remember that?
I am disgusting.
Do you remember that?
I do not.
It's what your brother always said. Your older brother in high school.
No, I always remember like driving by like a couple. My brother would always like yell out the window, "Fuck her, buddy, I did."
Yeah, but that's what you would say. I'd be like, don't you think so and
Which
so
is so
hot? And you'd be like, I'd put it in her butt.
I don't even talk about men that way now, and I talk about men.
You
grossly.
talk about men like that.
But I would never be like, I'd put it in her butt. It's always more like, I'd let them do this to me.
I'd let them take a dump on my chest and wipe it around.
It's possible that those words have come out of my mouth in a very sarcastic manner.
But it's never happened to my knowledge.
Bobby's ability to paint a picture, I just cut right to the chase.
Yeah.
I go from 0 to 100.
So, but that's what I always remember. That was like that was around the time you taught me what horny and period meant. If you saw a hot girl, you'd be like, I'd put it in her butt.
When was this?
Like
back when I was like in junior high?
7th, 8th, 9th, yeah.
Okay.
You'd be like, I'd put it in her butt. And I had no idea what that meant.
I hated
that. I never questioned it, but I'd be like,
first of all, for those comments now, I was a troubled young closet case. Please forgive me. I would never, that's just, ew.
What? I don't think it's ew.
Oh, that's
I think
terrible.
It's a compliment. Let me ask my audience member, Tanya. Tanya, if someone looked at you and was like, I'd put it in her butt, would you be like, oh, God?
I would.
Yeah, see? I
Bullshit!
would too.
I would be like, what the fuck did you say, bitch? Like, I am a woman! Like, this is not how you talk to women!
I think anything's flattering. I think it's flattering.
I think it's borderline assault.
I think it's flattering. But anyway, that's the first episode.
We'll end it with assault.
Yeah, we'll end this with assault. Actually, no, that's not assault. Unless you
borderline.
No.
It's unwanted sexual behavior.
That's not assault. That assault is where it actually happens. It would be
maybe not unwanted, but definitely unsolicited.
Sexual harassment.
It is harassment. Harassment.
It's harassment.
It's harassment.
Harassment. I love a harassment.
And I apologize for my old troubled ways.
Yeah, you're already canceled.
I was a closet case. I'm sorry.
But
we all do horrible things.
So that is all we really wanted to do for
so now you know us.
Is introduce ourselves.
Our backstory.
And for people who are listening this who know me from Instagram.
People who are still listening.
Yeah. You will now realize what this show is going to be about. It'll be about literally nothing.
Getting off topic.
And it won't be about
taking
makeup.
Tangents.
This is my escape from all makeup related things. Can I talk?
Tangents.
Can I talk? Going on tangents.
May I speak?
May I speak? Excuse me. That's how my bitch ass dead grandma used to.
May I speak?
Interrupt people. If someone was talking, she'd be like, "Excuse me," and she'd raise her hand, which you could see if you're joining the Patreon for only $5.99 or $5 a month or $10 if you want a mug. And she would raise her hand, even in the middle of a fucking crowded restaurant, and be like, "Can I speak?" And we'd be like, "Yes, Sandy, do your best." And she's a bitch.
She would speak.
She would speak, yeah, and no one would have any idea what she just said.
Yeah.
She bought Mexican Ambien on the daily when she would take her.
That's right. They would take their tour bus, camper, RV.
So
down to the
who knows
border.
what was in that? She died of a brain tumor, so probably not. So probably not nothing good. Not nothing good. But anyway, we just wanted the first episode to be about
getting to know us.
Yeah, and about our friendship.
The
and
birth
who we
of
are,
Bobby and Scott.
And now how we are elder gays that live together.
In a complex.
With my husband.
In the suburbs of Pittsburgh.
As
being very golden girls in our very, very, very late to mid-20s.
Yeah, our very late 20s. Our very, very late 20s.
But I hope that you continue to listen to us because we will have more antics and stories and buffoonery and topics that we will stray far, far away from. That's what we promise you.
Yeah, literally. We'll probably have a topic and it will go
very off kilter.
Very off topic. I did download an app that gives you topics to talk about in case we're like, oh, what are we
Scraping
talking
the
about?
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, but I don't think we really will. I think we'll be okay. But this has been Hey Girl, and this is us saying
Bye, girl.
bye, girl.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and thanks to our one audience member
Plus
today.
Bobby's husband and our best friend, Juan.
Sorry, that's crackling. It's because I have this outro music playing.
I'm gonna go pee. I really have to pee.
You really have to pee? You have to whip that wiener out and just urinate everywhere?
That cocktail is really getting to me. I love you, best friend.
I love you, best friend. And make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at HeyGirlPod. You can follow me at It's Bobby Jean Spears. And you can follow Scott, even though he swears he will never check his Instagram.
You can follow me, but I promise you I won't see it or follow you back.
He will eventually. He likes attention. If you guys give him attention, he will enjoy it.
I like real attention, not social media attention.
Anyway, he's at SJ_Wally. So this has been Hey Girl.
That's also my Venmo.
Nobody send him money. He's not good with it. He'll just buy something he doesn't need.
If you want some of this, you gotta pay for it.
Yuck. Okay. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Girl. Wrap.
That's a wrap on Hey Girl.
The wrap on Hey Girl episode 1, the pilot.
How long was that? 4.5 hours?
I don't know, but we're still recording. So bye, Patreon people. Thank you for joining us.
I really have
Go urine. I bid you a poo.